This is the apathy situation, Module 10, and I'm Cody Thexton. Category 1, Problem Identification and Analysis. At JFK School, the principal put out negative thoughts about the community. They say they're not involved, they don't want to do anything, they don't want to have anything to do with it. Limited parent involvement. He does not want a new PTO or PTA to form. Not enough communication channels being used. So examples, announcements, not letters, were used to get the message home about a meeting they're having in a week from Monday. Poor turnout to announce meetings. No surprises. What do I need to know? I need to know why there's poor turnout for the meetings. Did the messages make it home? Was there an issue with the meeting time? Work conflicts, other school activities pop up. It does happen. There is sometimes miscommunication. What form of communication has been tried prior? Phones, mail, letters, etc. Identifying the problem. There's the overall issue of communication and lack of interest from the community. A different form of communication that is being used can help. A PA announcement on Friday as school is being let out is not a very effective way to get a message home to mom and dad, especially if it's word of mouth. Parent community problems in the past. Maybe that's why he doesn't want a PTA or PTO. When the 8 parents showed up, he did not want to talk with them. Maybe they were the wrong parents. And parent participation and feedback are essential, and there's not any of that going on. Category 2, proposed plan of communication. There seems to be only one form of communication going on. If a letter is the only option, send it out at least 1.5 to 2 weeks in advance. If you can, set up a social media site. Facebook and Twitter are free and they're easy to get words out, and you can make them private so that we can comment and take care of appropriate things said. Use local resources, the newspaper and the radio. That's not too hard to do, and they're always willing to get help out to the community. Use parent-teacher conference model. If you have to have something very important, put the staff to work and have them make a phone call. It's not that difficult and takes a couple minutes. Another thing they can do is use SurveyMonkey. Find issues, find good things that are going on, find things that need to be fixed. Category 3, resolving issues based on promoting success of all students. Parents and guardians knowing what is going on at school. Problems that might arise. Teachers' material that the students aren't understanding. Maybe it's above their heads and they're too afraid to ask. Maybe they have issues with other students and maybe even teachers being bullies to their kids. Explore ways to get parents and guardians to the meetings. Phone calls, regular and social media, newsletters, language issues that might arise, which is not a surprise in a lot of communities. There can be translation issues, so get the documents translated or have a translator on hand. The families may be uneducated. School's not important to them, so they might not be able to understand what's going on or even care. Other questions and problems that I saw as we were going along here. Past parent and school organization have fizzled due to lack of interest. Why did this occur? Why would parents all of a sudden say, that's enough, I've had it, I'm not going to be involved with this school anymore? Why did only 8 individuals arrive at the meeting? That is a major problem, especially if you want your school and community to grow. People have to be there. Was prior efforts to raise awareness being placed on the same parents? What I mean by that is, did the principal only reach out to like 2 or 3 families to then have them shoulder all the load? People get burnt out. People want to have lives of their own too, and yes, PTO is important, but if you're the only person doing the work, you have 2 full-time jobs all of a sudden. So if you're not reaching out to the parents who may be interested in PTO, that could be another reason why the PTO shut down. Category 4, what was I thinking? I was thinking the principal was eager for involvement at first, but with failed attempts at gaining help, he seems to have given up and is not interested in what's going on with the community or even cares what the parents think about what's going on. Also, I was thinking there's new blood in the administration, and Miss Rose wants to rekindle the fire between the parents and the school. I think that's fantastic. Again, we need to have mom and dad in the building in some form or another, whether it's a phone call or whether it's them actually showing up to help with a awards assembly, to hand out goodies or something, make care packages for students that are traveling on the road for some activity. Just the little things. The community wasn't interested in providing and doesn't provide caring parents. Sometimes parents think the school is a daycare. Maybe then they treat it like one. Parents don't care what's going on at school as long as the kids are off the streets or out of the house. And I was thinking this because I've been in this situation and it's very, very frustrating. Mom and dad do not care what the grades are, just as long as they are not at the school, or long at home, or running around. I was feeling that the admin felt undervalued, and this equals a negative attitude at the parents. Aligning all these kids and faculty and staff to get them to try to work together is a very difficult task, and maybe parents are expecting way too much out of one person. So I don't know. That was a feeling I had. I was also feeling that we should use other activities to gather people at the school, and always use sporting events. Most people get excited to see their son or daughter or friends of their kids running around trying to compete. Or maybe there's a play, or maybe a spelling bee like we just had today, spelling bee and geography bee. Parents are there to watch that. So they're there, so let's have a little meeting afterwards. Disappointed but not surprised with lack of involvement. A lot of times parents are just not concerned about what's going on with their kid at school, or going on with the school in general. And a lot of times they're just too busy. Yeah, we get it. A lot of people are very busy. And I was leaving practice tonight at 7 o'clock, and there were still teachers up there working. Okay, they're busy trying to make your kid prepared for what's out there, so you can take a few minutes to come out and visit with us to try to make our school better. Also, what I was valuing, new ideas on the horizon. What I mean is new leaders with fresh perspective. New ideas to get people involved, to make them look better in the community, helping out. Mrs. Rose in communication, new ideas to communicate with the parents and other guardians, etc., grandparents. They can use Facebook, Twitter, newsletters, school paper, local media. Again, they will be more than happy to help get the word out about something going on. And I was valuing my administration that I work with right now and the support staff. The networking at school is very, very good. They have numerous ways to communicate. They send emails, they send letters out if that's the only way to communicate. Phone calls, social media. We do what we can to make sure the message is out there. Also, with our community and different backgrounds, we have translators there. Not only translating face-to-face conversations, but translating documents. So when we send it home, we have it in English and Spanish. Some unresolved issues. These are the issues that left me wondering why, or what the heck's going on. Some unresolved issues are, why is the community so reluctant to get involved? Was there something that caused them to be bitter? Were they put off by something? And I've been a part of a district where the school board has and the administration have done things to really upset the community. Building things that were not approved in bond issues, and they just went ahead and did it anyways. Going against the community wishes. That'll make me not want to be a part of the school. Maybe they were too busy. Maybe their job schedules are off and they can't get there. There is a B and C shift here where parents work in the evenings. It's just the way it is, and they can't get there. My other issue is, why the lack of creativity in communicating with the families? Are we really that hard up for ideas where we can't find ways to get in touch with mom and dad? We have a whole staff of very intelligent people. Use them to help come up with ideas to reach out to mom and dad. Heck, even use the kids to get involved, find ways to come up with communication channels. We do it all the time. Have them make up their own letters, have them take stuff home, throw a little bone at the kids, like, here's an extra credit thing if you get this signed, or here, have a reward day or something like this if this gets signed. Okay. The poor community might have schooling issues. What I mean by that is, maybe the mom and dad can't read or write. And it's sad to say, but it's 2015. Wow, 2015. And there's still a bunch of people who are illiterate and don't take education seriously. And then again, the language barrier. I cannot speak Spanish, I cannot speak Portuguese, I cannot speak Vietnamese. So I rely on others to help me get my message across. I don't think a language barrier is an excuse not to communicate with people. I just really want to know what happened to the PTA. And also, why does the principal not want a PTA? Is he too tied up in political issues? Maybe he has issues with certain families, and if a PTA is formed again, maybe those certain families will be in there and cause this principal a bunch of headaches. And it seems very selfish of that man to think of that. But, you fall into a job, you get comfortable, too afraid to change, and maybe he got comfortable with the parents being out of the picture and the PTO being gone, that he's like, I'm not going to deal with it, so we're not going to have one. The ISLIC Standard 4, Component 1, collaborating with families and community members to contribute to school success. Communication, using multiple forms of communication, letters, emails, social media, direct contact, phone calls, door knocking, get out there and talk, collaborate, visit, find help, find problem solving, using technology for input if available, emails with survey monkeys attached. What we did at our parent-teacher conferences, when the mom and dad showed up, we had them sit down and take a survey. If there are language barriers, what is being done to overcome them? Letters in different languages to relay the message. Component 2, respond to the diverse needs and interests of the community on an ongoing basis. Communicating with all families. If they don't have phone and email, what other options are we trying? Find a way to get them into the office, letters home, face-to-face meetings. Can the community understand the documents that are being sent to their homes? Again, language barriers. Education issues of parents. Illiterate, language barriers, school may intimidate them. Some cultures, the parents are taught that what the teacher says is basically gospel. So they don't want to question it. They don't want to show up there and be intimidated and thinking they're disrespecting the teachers or the administration. So the school intimidation factor is there. Parental involvement with their youth. Supporting, be rah-rah there for Jimmy when he's doing a spelling contest or in a play or playing in the band. Get involved. We ask for parent help all the time, whether it's just supervision. At a dance we have, showing face in the public area goes a long ways, and it may embarrass the kid, but you know what, it's good to see mom and dad there helping out and actually showing that you care about what's going on. Nothing's more important than your child's education, so they need to be there helping out, making sure that what's going on in the building is what's best for their son or daughter. Component 3, mobilize community resources to address and solve problems in a way that supports the school. Parents knowing and parents involved. When this happens, you get support, and when you have support, there's going to be success in one form or another. Maybe something bad has been happened, the parents see it, and they go out of their way to make it right. Have them realize that school and the community, without each other, will die. They need to be together. School and community form as one for success. Have a specific way to get information out to many sources. The mail. An updated school website goes a long ways. I still see school websites from 2012. I think I'm still on one of the old websites of a job I had 3 years ago, but it's pretty silly. Community will see the information sooner rather than later, word of mouth. Patrons will notice the school information via the newspaper, then they can talk, and conversation is good and getting people to realize what's going on. All administrators are seen as leaders, or they should be anyways. These administrators should get out in the community somehow, whether it's just going out and watching a show, going to the movies, going out for dinner, or just being out seen. Knowing that they actually exist outside of the building goes a long ways. I'll never forget the first time I saw one of my students out in the community. They looked at me like I was some freak because they never thought they'd see me out of the building or out of the school setting. Show the importance of parents and community members. The success in the building district community rely on it. So parental involvement goes a long way in making sure success. And we're just hoping that the parents show us why there's apathy towards the school or maybe the administration, figure out how to solve this. I really enjoyed this module. It was very interesting. It caused me to think outside the box. I enjoy pushing myself and trying to figure out ways to solve issues that really go on every day. Thanks again. Have a great evening, and we'll see you later.